How's it going out there, guys? So I just took the NASM and I passed it. This is my very first time taking it. So I've been studying for the NASM for the past 4 months, since July, and here it is November 4th. And I passed my NASM exam. I was watching a lot of different YouTube videos and I found many that were beneficial, and I stuck with those beneficial messages that were repetitive. So one person said it, and then there were a number of other people that said gave the same exact advice. So I followed those steps, which was to first read the book. So I read the book. This is the 6th edition. See, it's been worn out. I've been carrying it everywhere, at work. Any free time I had, I was studying. I was in the books. So yeah, this book became everything to me. It came everywhere I went to. So that's how I passed the exam, by reading the book. I actually read it once and then I went over it again for another time, for a second time. That's when all the information really grasped. And I really understood everything, the material. Because the first time reading it, I was like, I'm not going to remember all of these things. So I took the additional, practice test that came with the self-study premium package. And so I printed out all of the, the tests that I've taken. And there were some times when I got like 5 out of 10 and didn't get passing grades on these exams. But once I went over the information and reread things, then it became apparent to me that, hey, this is not that difficult. So, actually printing out your quizzes would be very beneficial to look over, because, hint, hint, a lot of these questions are on the exam. Okay, I'm going to keep it real with you. A lot of these questions are on the exam. And so it's very important that you print out your practice quiz and, study them. Also, at the end of, your studying, there are 3 different practice exams, like major exams with 120 questions on each exam. So I highly suggest that you do those practice tests at the end of your course. You click on end of course and then it will pop up and you take those 3 tests. You can take them as many times as you need to and see your score. There's 120 questions, so you need about, I think on here their score was different, because on the actual exam you need to get 70 right, but on this course here you only needed an additional, I think, about 85 correct, if I'm not mistaken, to actually pass on here. But the real exam you need 70. So score as high as you can, do the best you can. I also downloaded this beneficial app. It's called Pocket Prep. I cannot stress how important it is to download Pocket Prep. It's a really great app. If you have a smartphone, whatever phone type you have, iPhone, whatever, you can download Pocket Prep, and you pay $15 one time, and you can take a number of 500 questions as many times as you need to. So every day you can do a quick 10 questions. If you're on your lunch break or you just have extra time in between, you can just do 10 questions, or there's an option to do 5. But I was doing 10 questions over and over. And the information, again, it became repetitive because it just becomes repetitive. You can do it as many times as you want. So 500 questions you can do as many times as you want and pay a one-time fee of $15. That's not bad. So yeah, that's how I passed the exam, and I stayed on my notebook. I have the NASM information here, so I was constantly doing practice tests on, the actual website as well as a Pocket Prep, and that's how I prepared myself for the exam. And there's 120 questions on the actual exam, and so what's needed is, again, studying your information, learning as much as you can. You don't have to remember every single thing in the book. There's about, let me see, I believe over 700 pages in this book. You're not going to remember every nick and cranny. So that's why it's important that you download Pocket Prep and that you do all the necessary quizzes, practice quizzes, to better prepare you. Knowing the movements will help. Adduction, abduction, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, retraction, protraction, and knowing your, some of your bones and muscle groups. A lot of bones wasn't on there, but knowing overactive muscles and underactive muscles would definitely help your chances of passing the NASM. But everything that you need is in these practice exams. Everything you need is in the practice exams. And Pocket Prep, the app, everything you need is in there. So definitely read your book, obtain as much information as you can, but remember, nothing will be repetitive unless you actually do the practice tests over and over again. And once you are ready to take your actual exam, you will sit there in confidence. Once you start getting through the flow of things, you will realize, hey, a lot of these things were on my practice exam. A lot of these things were also on Pocket Prep. So that's why I can't stress it enough, guys. So read your book. I gave myself 4 months to do it because I was like, I don't want to rush. I'm a horrible test taker. So I took my time and I read the book 2 times. You know, the first time I was like, ooh, this is too much for me. So that's why I went around the second time and I read it again. And that's when information, you know, synergists, smooth dominance, and altered length relationships, all these things, I was like, what is this stuff? It made sense to me, I don't know, the second time around. So like I said, I'm not a test taker, so it didn't hurt to read this book twice. So yeah, I'm very happy. You know, I took it the first time and passed. I've seen a lot of blogs where people were saying that, you know, they failed the first time and had to take it over again. So I was a little nervous about that, but I was like, these are other people's experiences and they're sharing some great information on how you can pass the first time. So watch some of these blogs, guys. They're not lying to you. It is the printing out your practice tests, Pocket Prep, and studying your information. Give yourself some time. If you're not a test taker, give yourself some time. I'm definitely not a test taker. I've taken tests in my life where I had to take it a number of like 3 times because either I wasn't great in the subject or I just didn't understand the information at all. But I was happy to actually pass this test for the first time because I've been hearing a lot of things that it's difficult to pass and that you know, it's tricky and most people don't pass to the second or third time around. But for me to pass the first time, it means a lot. You know, bodybuilding is my passion. I want to learn as much information as I can, and this is a great start. And I will be taking additional courses, biomechanics, anatomy, all that good stuff, just to understand the human body more efficiently. So this book is definitely have taught me a lot, but I'm definitely going to further my education. And this is a great start, and I feel like this is such an awesome course, and thank you everyone that has put together blogs of information that was very informative and that was effective for me. You know, Pocket Prep, reading your book, knowing your stuff, taking these practice exams, taking it serious. You can take the tests over out here, and it's like, I think $200 to take it over. So if you don't want to pay extra $200, just go ahead and print out all your practice exams, study that information, and do Pocket Prep, and just prepare yourself for the actual exam, and you will walk out happy. So it's a blessing, and I'm very happy about this, and I hope you all do well. Please leave comments sharing any information if this has helped you or if it's not helped you. Please leave some comments, and I would like to hear what you guys have to say. And I want to read some testimonies of people that have taken the information that I've said and passed their exam. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Study hard, study well. Peace.